Hi, this is Sean Deffley, and this is Law V News. This week in the news, a naked jogger hits LVC's campus, pledging month begins, and the LVC marching band had a big show this past weekend. This past Wednesday, students at LVC received a very vague yet interesting email from Greg Gregorian that reads, "Please be advised that 2 reports have been received that an individual has allegedly been exposing himself to individuals in the community. These situations have occurred off LVC grounds in the vicinities of Quiddy Park and Maple Streets. The individual is described as a male in his 20s. If you have information pertaining to these situations, please contact Public Safety or the Annville Police Department." Translation? We have a naked jogger on our hands. Law V talked to Megan Long, a victim of the exposed, to find out more.
A few years ago, when I was in high school going into my senior year, in the summer, I was running at about 6 o'clock in the morning on a type of cloudy day, and I was coming across one of the roads. A car had been following me in a Jetta, and I didn't think anything of it, and they kept following me and kept following me. It was a man who was fully clothed at the time, and he came across the way towards me in Cleona, and he did not have his bottom pants on at all, and he was exposed. The man did not say anything to me, he did not even look at me, but he definitely had a motive to expose himself to me while I was running by.
Apparently, the naked jogger has been spotted a few times over the past few years, but has made a few appearances recently. This month is Fall Pledge Month at LVC, which means a lot of weird things are going on. LVC isn't used to experiencing Pledge Month in the fall, but with the overwhelming amount of interest from upperclassmen, Pledge Month has commenced. Because you have to have at least a semester worth of credits to pledge, there are no freshmen involved. Also in the news, the LVC Pride of the Valley Marching Band attended their yearly Collegiate Band Festival in Allentown this past weekend. The Allentown Collegiate Marching Band Festival is a big showcase of all the colleges in central and eastern Pennsylvania. This is not a competition. This year, the LVC Marching Band received the first standing ovation of the day. LVC Women's Volleyball continues to impress as they swept Lycoming 3-0 in a Commonwealth Conference matchup last week. They are now 3-1 in the conference, tied for second place with Widener and Messiah, and just behind Elizabethtown. This weekend, LVC Women's Volleyball is back in action at the Frostburg Quad, as they're hosted by Frostburg State University in Maryland. This year, one of LVC's new area coordinators, Brandon Smith, is hosting an inter-dormitory competition called Dueling Dutchmen. This past Sunday, in the auxiliary gym, residents of each dorm are teamed together to compete against the residents of the other dorms in dodgeball. The game had to be played with volleyballs because LVC does not have a supply of dodgeballs. First place went to Keister, second to Funkhauser, third to Stanson, fourth to Vickroy, and Hammond and Mary Green tied for last.
Hi, I'm Kayla Murphy, and I'm with LVC News. I'm here with Brandon Smith. Brandon, how did you think of the idea of Dueling Dutchmen?
Well, the idea for Dueling Dutchmen kind of came from a previous thing that I did at my previous institution. So from talking with Jason Coons, the director of Residential Life, we wanted to bring some sort of event like that here this year. So after just kind of researching what other schools did, we put our own spin on it, and hence we got Dueling Dutchmen.
Brandon, I was just curious how the volleyball tournament went, the first event of Dueling Dutchmen on October 4th. Do you want to give some feedback on who won or how it went in general?
Well, yeah, actually, we had about 100 people actually come out for it, and Keister Hall actually walked away with the powerful win there. I know there were some very disappointed folks from around campus, but it was very well attended, and I think it was a great success. Well, as you can see, everyone that actually participated, they got themselves a beautiful Dueling Dutchman shirt. We got a nice little logo over there created by Jimmy Kroll, which is the Dutchman in his camo. And then on the back it says, "God Game, it's the first annual Residence Life competition." So everyone got one of those.
So Brandon, what are the next upcoming events that other students can participate in?
Well, there's actually a lot of events coming up. What we want you out there to actually get involved in is coming up next week on Friday, that's the 16th, there's a canned good dance where the area that brings in the most canned goods will actually get themselves more points. So that's going to be going on the 16th, that's at 10 o'clock till midnight. And then also we have coming up the pep rally, which is on Friday the 23rd, where the area that gets the most attendance will get 100 points, and so on the way down. So obviously you want to get the most percentage of your building there to attend and support. And then also, following Monday on the 26th to the 30th, we actually have our photo scavenger hunt, which is going to go over a whole week's time span. And it's going to be pretty much where we give you some sort of clue and you have to figure out where it is on campus, or we give you a photo and you have to figure out what it is. And kind of to just give you an understanding is, some of these events are things that you actually have to go out there and do. Other things is just to support the school, get some school pride. You just show up, and the percentage that comes, that's where we get the points from.
Thank you, Brandon, for coming in today, and hopefully all these students out there will get participate in Dueling Dutchmen right away.
Absolutely.
Those are all your headlines for this week. Be sure to tune into Law V News next week for all the latest news on campus.